Live from WFAA, this is Good Morning Texas. From dropping Whoopi's Oscar to how Liza Minnelli saved his job, Dallas' own celebrity publicist Jon Paul Buchmeyer is telling all.
We will be right back with Celebrity Dish from a New York publicist. He's getting a little shake weight in. Our next guest knows a thing or two about the Big Apple. Jon Paul Buchmeyer is a self-described recovering celebrity entertainment publicist, and he began his journey right here in North Texas as the son of legendary judge Jerry Bruckheimer. And now he's put together a really funny book that dishes on all the inside celebrity stories. A lot of good name dropping, including Whoopi Goldberg.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting to be back home.
Glad to have you. Alphabet City
yes.
is your life as a sitcom script.
That's right. I grew up on a steady diet of 70s sitcoms and television shows, so my life was sort of, my coping mechanism was telling my life through a sitcom. So when I moved to New York, it was the height of Friends and, Friends and Seinfeld. So I basically took that on and called my sitcom Alphabet City, which is the area that I lived.
The area, right.
Yeah, in the East Village in New York.
And as any good sitcom would, there are a number of celebrity guest stars.
There are a lot, yes, there are a lot of celebrity guest stars. I fell into a job as a celebrity publicist. I had no idea what I was doing, and so my sitcom then had lots of celebrities like Tyra and Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg, who was one of your first ones, you had a run-in with her Oscar.
Yes, I was sent to her apartment to what's called cover an interview, which meant that I was sitting in the room next door while the interview was going on. I got kind of bored and looked up high on the shelf, and there was her Oscar. And I don't know about you, but I've always wondered if they're as heavy as they actually are. So I reached up.
I'm pretty confident I'm not ever going to get to touch one. So yeah, I would be curious
I did it for you. I reached up, and just as I grabbed onto it, her crazy cat jumped onto my head and created this whole chaos. And I was screaming, and the cat was screaming. The interview stopped next door, and I dropped the Oscar with a loud thud on the floor, convinced that I was about to lose my job.
That you'd had all of about 3 weeks at that point, right?
Exactly. Whoopi was so generous and wonderful and called out from the next room, is everything okay in there? And later she gave me a hug and sent me on my way.
Some great stories here about Tyra Banks when she was just supermodel, before she became TV empire Tyra Banks.
This is before she was America's Next Top Media Mogul. And she is wonderful. We got along terrifically well. She has a big appetite. The first time I ever met her, she was grazing a breakfast buffet and turned to me and said, I just have one of those metabolisms that I can eat anything that I want.
And still liked her.
I wanted to hit her. I wanted to hit her because I've dealt with weight my whole entire life. So.
All right. Well, you say you call yourself that you are the gay Mary Tyler Moore.
Yes.
She is one of your heroes, and you say one of the reasons is that because she has a perfect job, for funny friends, and after she moved to the big city, no interaction with her family.
Yes, that's true.
Let's talk a little about your family, because you grew up son of an iconic federal judge here in Texas.
Yes, yes. He did such amazing things for the city of Dallas and for Texas, and is known as a hero, especially in the gay community, for his efforts on their behalf in civil rights. And I think what people didn't know, and I think it's not unusual now for people to know, that public figures like that often have very complicated private lives. So there is some stuff in the book that's about my own personal issues and journey with him, not to take away from anything that he did for Dallas, but more to tell people what was my journey and what did I have to go through.
Well, and throughout the book, you tell a lot of stories, and they are very funny and witty and kind of snarky, but you don't really take a bite out of anybody. You're not cruel, and that kind of helped you in the business, right?
Right, absolutely. I learned early on that the honesty that I learned in Texas and that sort of optimistic spirit is what got me very far. And so the book is not at all a snarky tell-all. It's much more about one person's journey following a dream, and and I, like Mary, I discovered that I'm going to make it after all. It's a little bit Sex and the City and a little bit Will and Grace.
There you go.
I like to talk about it.
I don't need to sum it up any better. Very nice to have you here. Good luck.
Thank you.
If you want to meet him and find out more about the book, you can meet him tomorrow night. He's going to be signing copies of the book and telling some more stories. 6:30 tomorrow at the Dallas Hotel Palomar. You do need to RSVP to that event, so email tentpoleNY, that's tentpoleNY is in New York, .com. You'll find also that link on our website. Now over to Amy for a little cooking.